stream. So supposedly we're streaming. Do-do-do-do-do. Let's see what happened to the GPU. Change, CPU haven't changed. And the fans. If we make this fans going, not yet. The Wi-Fi 13.6 using most of the upload. This is good. We're dropping frames. 46, 45. Well, I guess as long as this number doesn't go up, should be okay. Wait, but this keeps increasing. This number keeps going up. That's not good. I should have about 18 or something megabit per second upload. Well, yeah, anyway, let me know if there's any problem with the live stream. Things, live stream, output. Yes, this is maxing out. Oh, what? The NBN Technician here today. So maybe they fixed something. And now my upload speed got reduced. Anyhow, I'll record this as well. Did the same, CPU the same. This shouldn't change. This chat playing up. Weird. Let me know if any questions. Yeah, just broken, is it? Now it's better. The screen thing. Chat. I cannot see it. Ooh. And that's the difference that recording makes it when to 60% GPU. What if I do someone on LinkedIn, not to be named, There's how, well, I guess there's always disagreement, let's put it in politically correct language, about how EEG review software should look like. So I've seen a lot of commercial software and open source software get a lot of pros and cons for each one. We should have in resources section here. Oh, by the way, I forgot to, yeah, my GPU was, my fans were going crazy. So for the sake of the stream, how about I limit it at 100 watts, so see if it happens again or not. Because I think it's going straight into my microphone and it's pretty annoying. Now I still can't see my message. Yeah, it's just not there. That screen just doesn't refresh or something. No, it's still not there. Yeah, I have to open the YouTube thing. YouTube thing. But I have more new videos. And my first short is the YouTube answer to TikTok. Getting some views already. Well, just uploaded yesterday. Yeah, 24. I don't know if it's much or not. The first, yeah, getting onto the live stream is a bit. You can do it in many different ways. But if I'm already streaming from OBS, yeah, this says streaming software. It's because I'm using OBS. It's public, started now. Yeah, that's just some default thumbnail. And right, so here I can see the chat. Can see the live stream. My desktop audio is turned off, so if I unmute this, I can actually hear myself. So that's good. Well, not good, but I can hear myself, so it means my microphone is working and the YouTube thing is working, and there's not much delay as well, I think, because in OBS I actually set a minimal latency. Minimal latency. Just check something. Yes, in theory, when I live stream, if anyone is subscribed, it should show me at the top of the list. Like I have to. And this analytics is delayed quite a bit. It's definitely not live. Not sure also why it's giving me this errors. OBS says actually went down from like 40 to like 50 to 39. Um, TVR is disabled, meaning can't scroll through the live stream. You can only see what's happening live. It's just a safety measure if I say something really stupid. Then I can remove it with the YouTube editor, which is nothing compared to like DaVinci Resolve, like a proper video editor. So say the last video, this is my YouTube analytics. Oops. So yeah, this is what's happening supposedly live. This is for this year, and sure what yeah, that's probably that Nvidia. Yeah, that's that Nvidia broadcast with the AI thing, which I'm by the way still using. So if you want an update on that, more than happy to do that. I'll actually do it that quickly as well. How does yeah, this means just screen sharing, so you should be able just to see what I see with myself on the side there. Hopefully my ugly face is not too big. Can make it smaller. Yeah, interesting. Another thing I noticed with the Nvidia Broadcast is that you can only, so they have multiple video effects, but you can only select 2 at a time to be active. I don't know if they're trying to prevent you from wasting extra electricity. By the way, what am I currently? The GPU is using, yeah, almost 100 watts, and the CPU, I'm not sure. Separate, oops, separate software for the whole motherboard. You'd think this power limit on the motherboard will also limit power going to the GPU, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Well, maybe it makes sense because the GPU is connected directly into the power supply. Because when I limited at 37, well, first the good thing is that at 100 watts, I didn't hear any fans going too wild, so that's good. By the way, a bit of a paranormal. I'm all over the shop. The videos should be more organized, but yeah, apparently IEEE has this data port, and you would think that you can just, so say this, someone just posted about this paper uh, on LinkedIn. So you would think that this data set should be just accessible, right? Well, because, yeah, they published it as Creative Commons, They say that the dataset contains more than 13 hours of channel reading, 23 gigabyte. It's something to do with being able to detect, sense a human presence near a Wi-Fi device, which is great. Biomedical engineering right there. But then this dataset was published. Here's the release, the MAT file, supposedly how to read the data processing, I guess do the pre-processing code. So normally it would just put so it's good they have GitHub. Normally GitHub is open. Yes, it doesn't look like the data is there. Just the code, which is great, but you can't really test it without the data. Surely there would be like a sample or something. There's Python code as well. Just seems like been just been there for a while, 10 months. The license file was placed 2 years ago. But then the actual dataset is on this IEEE data port. And guess what? It's behind the paywall. It's very costly for institutions. But then for individuals, for a single seat license, these guys just charge like $40 per month for, I assume, access. Or, yeah, I'm not sure what that's for. And almost $2,000 for open access. Supposedly, if someone did publish it open access, then this paper says Creative Commons. Probably not for the dataset. Data mentioned 62 times. Data. And that's the same thing. Yeah, so they have government funding. They're probably, yes, you can't download this one. Subscribe now. Yeah, that's where it goes to this page. Subscription type. So yes, you need to pay $40 per month. Why subscribe? Yeah, why? It's a good question. Why indeed? Anyway, I think I've been talking enough about this. Anyhow, back to the previous topic. So someone was saying how what's it called in Labview? I'll open my Labview and Gweb as well. So the types of about the types of graphs and how one is so much better than the other. Yeah, I think it's a timeless, evergreen debate. Can hear my GPU going. I don't know if you can hear it as well. I mean, I need to reduce. Well, I can reduce it further. 37 watt. Is it the GPU? The temperature is okay. Sitting at 86 watts. I don't know when these fans are going wild. Just keep that one at 100. So the always relevant debate about chart type. So saying how one is so much better than the other. Well, point is that for different types you have from graph data types. Update modes. Yeah, so there's always something that will be swearing that one way is so much better than the other. My 2 cents is that yeah, in different cases, like different chart types, or the what's called the update mode will just be case specific. So you can't say one is better than the other. In some cases, overlay will be better than stacked, and so on and so forth. So it really depends on what are you trying to do. This stuff to me looks like one of these oscilloscopes back from the 90s. So, and obviously something like this is better, especially if you have. Well, normally the argument was that this is worse because you don't. That this is bad because you don't know where you are in the file. Well, somehow, how do you know with this one where you are in the file? So normally, like on my site example, and this is just a prototype example. I'm not saying that's the best thing to do, but you would have another indicator telling you where you are in the file. And yeah, now I can hear the GPU going. Just check the GPU must have went to like 180. So that's this CPU then. The CPU is only sitting under 9%. I don't know when the fans start going mental. Anyway, I have some tools for like offline processing as well. You do need to like download files, but with this one, obviously, if you on a touchscreen or something. The other comment was about the auto scaling stuff. So yeah, all of the scale here is the same. Why this one only shows because this is the active channel. You're just showing 0. Right, that thing just works for the active channel. Yeah, so I'm saying there's a lot of problems with this. It's nothing, it's far from perfect, but saying that one way is better than another, yeah. Still dropping some frames for unknown reason. Yeah, it keeps increasing. Right. Well, now my upload is quite high. Just 6 megabit per second is this tool. If I top it, goes down. Upload is very high, but I'm still dropping frames. Put my YouTube, and by the way, yeah, put stuff in the chat if you want me to focus on something specific. What do we have? Yeah, we have testing and updating this web apps on bionickios.com. It's much more in the pipeline, much more coming. Yes, we're still trying to solve the problem of it not being fully secure. So the main issue is, I think someone was trying to help with this. Oop, almost lost my microphone, which surely should know that I'm using it, so it shouldn't just turn itself off. But yes, if I go to the secure site, it loads okay, so all the text stuff is working fine, the image is working okay, that's all perfect. Problem is, when you go into one of these tools, this is calling an API using a regular HTTP request, so not secure. So for some reason it would not load, even though there is such thing as mixed content. So it should be able to just call something non-secure window into a secure website, which I know it's misleading, but then again, it's better than nothing. So this tool will only work if you all the APIs, anything that does actually something useful on the side will only work when loading it without the SSL certificate. And again, I said it before, I'm not asking for any personal details here. There's no login, sign up, or anything like that. So you should be fairly safe. Right, so this thing, I'm still testing it. Yes, you can remove channels. Yeah, this control is not very intuitive. Ideally, just like right click on this, but obviously this gives you the thing of the browser. So this is the kind of stuff I can do in my own standalone software. So there is a version for this, that but then you have to download it to your computer, so on and so forth, which most people don't want to do. Right, and again, to that claim that one way of reviewing data is better than the other. Yes, there was a claim that if you just scroll the data this way, you don't know where you are in the file, but then they were not showing. Normally, we'll have a zoomed out file scroll, which tells you exactly that, where you are in the file. So you can scroll using this file. Normally, if you, well, in theory, you could just have something like this transparent behind the bar, and on a touch screen, you could just scroll back and forth with your finger like this. This is something I'm considering. So obviously, that thing where this thing that will refresh itself, yeah, obviously it doesn't make any sense for a touchscreen. And I did see some commercial EEG review software, particularly Persist, has an option to load the data on a touchscreen for clinicians to use. So obviously you will have something like this, like a strip chart, single update, and you just potentially have a scroll for the whole window, just sitting there behind, or something. That's actually, no, that's an odd way to do it. You should, yeah, scrolling will be like I have with keyboard shortcuts, or with the mouse wheel, where you can scroll back and forth, up and down, so on and so forth. So yes, so it's case by case basis. I wouldn't say one way is necessarily better than other, but yes, overall execution makes a lot of difference. So in this case, you can just overlay all of them, so that's kind of handy to see the difference between channels. So you can see one is normally a bit noisier than the others. You can see spikes, and if they um, is synchronized in time or not. So here we see like some delay. Is it like 100 to 200 millisecond delay between these two spikes? They are small anyway, so it probably will be within like a noise margin anyway. Yes, potentially some larger fault. And yes, the engineers will have a very specific demands from screens like this. They will say, oh, you must have a horizontal y axis indicating the scale, which yes is generally a good idea, but then you can have a scale indicated elsewhere. Um, this one is auto scaling, but for the whole thing. So when you split it like this, all channels, all the scale, making sure it's all the same on all channels. So when you see a signal larger on that channel, which is actually like channel 15, say, and smaller on this channel, channel 1. So you can just see it from there. So this going up to yes, the top one, so the second. Well, it wasn't obvious. Need to correct it. I probably should just remove something that I can actually do straight away. I did it for another tool. So just get rid of the, the X axis indicator, which is that 5, which is like the 5 seconds. Then you have minus 123, and on this one, well, that doesn't work, does it? Yeah, more bugs. I need to improve it. Uh, Other thing that you can do is split. So this is 16 channel recording. It's intracranial EEG. So electrodes placed on just on top of the brain, on top of the cortex, on the surface of the brain. And yes, there's 16 electrodes on left and 16 overall, and 8 electrodes on the left and 8 electrodes on the right. So you can, selecting this, split them up into left and right. And again, there is some auto scaling happening. And here we can see, yeah, that noise is happening on both electrodes, but it's reversed. It's normal. It's a normal case. It's probably not clinically relevant, and all that stuff is within the noise margin as well. There should be another file with actual seizures that I'm not loading on the site. I just have it in I had it in Matlab and Labview so far. So I do plan to share that, and then so when you display all channels like this, yeah, you can see that, yeah, rendering does matter. Your screen size matters. So if you someone was doing a review on like a laptop in the car. So I don't know how big the screen is. I'm on a much larger screen at the moment. So being able to view it, I'm viewing it essentially in 4K at the moment. So you get a very different view of what's going on. And yes, being able to split your screen like this makes a lot of difference. But yes, you have to design almost per device. So these arguments that one way is better than another just, yeah, do not stand. So you can increase the window size, and that doesn't work for some reason. Yeah, had to refresh the screen. This is something I need to fix as well. So yes, there's a lot of bugs, but it's the point of this is to show you the source code. I can make the source code available, and you can just like play with it yourself. It's all hosted locally. The API is accessible. This is what I use for this interface. It's actually National Instruments tools that work okay most of the time, but not all the time. I had it crashing on me and so on and so forth. So this tool is called I intracranial EEG 2. So it's this one here. Can run it from here as well, but this is the source code. Happy to share this, and this is just loading. It's calling an API, which was made in Labview. The API is publicly accessible as well. So you essentially can create your own user interface and then make the window scroll whichever way you like. But yes, probably if you can give a user options between which way you do it, that will be awesome. Right, so it's just saying in resources, we'll have a list of like EEG paper and yes, EEG software. So, and yes, I haven't touched this for a while, but the ones in red, I probably should just put them in red. Well, they are linked, so they should stay in blue. But this marking with what's it called, double hash tag, hashtag open source. So the ones labeled here like this, yeah, Toonie's guy does a lot of work. It's all available on GitHub, and I did use this EDF file loader viewer for Labview, and he has a standalone EDF browser. I don't know why they're not together. This should be moved up there. Can probably do that straight away. This is resources. So this one here, EG software. Obviously, whatever is open source should be at the top, at the very top. Put this at the top as well. And then you have, I'm not actually EEG lab, yeah, I'm pretty sure some aspects of it is open source. This Python package is open source. So this one should go up there, but I have to double check. Well, I mean, yeah, open source means different things. So it could be, well, let's put it this way. They are more open than, say, Profusion or Persist. So therefore, they down at the bottom. I'll just leave it that way, and I'll update it later. So you shouldn't if you're making more changes. And yes, there was some things that, so say for this window, actually when it's playing, I'm sure this window, yes, will update. But when it's not playing, this window is not updating. It's only updating on screen refresh. But we can quickly, what's the name of it? Can quickly fix it. IG2, this window here, go open it in the source code. Yeah. File scroll roll, active channel, active channel. Oh, come on. Active channel, no, that's fine. Yeah, that's an easy fix. We need to add this window size into, not used anywhere else. No, even if it is, it will tell us that we can select it. Window. This will change by file scroll and window, and we can test it directly from here. Window size, yep, so that's working. I'm pretty sure I did it corrected for this before, I just forgot to do it everywhere. So that is better. Left, right, off. So obviously, yeah, when it's off, the separation doesn't work, so it probably should be like grayed out. You have all channels displayed. You can do this. Now this should be closer. one step closer because there's auto scaling. You can see more details in them. The other thing is that separation to make it better. To make it better, we want to make it better. Separation. No, we do not want it to go to infinity. We want the minimum to be 0 and the maximum, say, 1000. We also want the interval to be about 100. Object control. Save there. Yeah, that's better. So when you go all the way 1000, well, I mean, yeah, if you have some very large artifacts, they will like overlap like this. So probably should be even. So probably should actually automate this. But yes, someone will say, "Oh no, the best thing is to do it my way." Right. So 0, 0 is there. Overlap is this. Obviously, when off, this should just it's essentially the same as having all channels and the separation to be 0. Right. One sec. Another bug that we can fix. To stop it first. Yeah, I can hear the. Yep. Now the fans are off. Um, split. It is there already. But it wasn't doing it while play. Ah, yeah, we don't need this, I don't know. Still work. Let's automate it. Tank, 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 tank. The tank. No, wait. Play, tank, yeah, file scroll. Scroll goes here. And to the behavior. This should be. Pretty sure they all should be just limited. But I changed it for all the tools. Obviously not. So I haven't published any of these changes. I'll at the end of the stream or after I finish, I'll put them online. But for now, we will just test it from here. I don't know why this. 500 probably should be like 400 default. Right, okay, now I know what wasn't working. So if you play it, it should still off. Yeah, that's working again. This is overlaid. Sorry, yeah, because the separation was Right, and this will just define the separation between the left and right. Yeah, I think just the HTTP is sometimes a bit too slow. I have some problem with the camera. I know it is working. It's working in OBS. Yeah, the Nvidia Broadcast. I don't know if it's just buggy to do. Yeah, surely. I mean, it's working because I'm doing the background removal and this silly eye contact thing using it. So I don't know why it's stuck on something. That seemed to work okay otherwise. And I can hear my fans going. You probably can hear it through the microphone as well. I don't know why is that happening. GPU 60%. Yes, uploading at max. Do I still have the 12% frames dropping out? Yeah, it keeps increasing. Probably need to reduce it to 18 or something. Bye. 19.1. Yeah, this is better. I want to give it some. Oh, wait. Aye. 18. We go. 17. Still go down a bit. Well, must be this drop here. That's okay. My fan still going Y. CPU. Skyline. G-Web. 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 Right. That went quiet. Yeah. No, why it's so CPU demanding. Come on. Should go down. Go down. Go down more. Almost lost my headphones again. Right, so fixed a few things. It's not perfect. Nothing is. Don't believe to what some people on LinkedIn say. Should we upload it now? No, not yet. We'll do something else last time. Let's close that as well. anyone wants to go online, there is this Zoom room. Put the link in the chat. Go online. Leave me. Put it out there. I should be able in OBS to stream myself to Zoom, but I don't need it at the moment because I'm already using too much electricity. Turn it off. But yeah, let me know if I should get a sound notification if someone joins that. Checking. So from here, yeah, we can also test it in the browser. Test this in the browser. 12, left, right, off for overlay. Right, all chat. Okay, can refresh. Working fine. We have a video on YouTube showing how this tool works. I think it's been there for some time. Had quite a lot of views, but please comment and subscribe so you don't miss live streams and new videos. Yeah, I was saying last time, yeah, someone again on LinkedIn was saying how great synthetic data is. Yes, so this needs more work, but essentially we're just saying how this doesn't do much. Time delay works okay. A window size goes up to 100 and down to 10. So what this displays 9 should be +1. Can fix that, but it doesn't really matter. And yes, this has been sitting there for a while. The idea was that you can inject any of those spike, like neural spike, muscle activity, slow wave activity during one that you have during sleep, for example, and a cluster of spikes that you have during seizures and things like spikes and waves into your baseline background, just noise activity. That was the idea. And again, this works with, I think 16 is the limit. It should be really 8 limit here because The idea was that you have left and right recordings. But yes, how great is synthetic data? Well, you need to either like draw a spike or take an example spike. So say if you took 100 sample spikes and just generated an overall characteristics like structure of it, then you could have just injected that signal in here. So obviously it will not be like enough 1 hour video to do that, but it's work in progress.